a core. He gets contested in the lane. He got nerfed so much, even position.
What do you think
5
about that
Sven.
Timbersaw ban, though? That's also very interesting. Like this early on, first phase.
I guess they don't want to get cheesed.
I know, but you can still pick so many heroes that work well against him. But this Rubik though, from Vici Gaming, first phase Rubik, I think they have like what 80% win rate with him or something. That they're just they love that hero.
It doesn't show anything
Yeah,
like
just
Rubik as an opener.
isn't really the strongest hero in the meta or anything like that. But he can be mid, he can be played as support. Most likely, it's a support on their side. But
Do you have to, like, if you're Demolition Boys, do you have to be worried about what you pick so that he can steal it, or is that something like you can't really think too much about that because it's just
you have to
a
think
support?
about some heroes that you don't want to pick, such as Enigma, right? I've seen teams pick Enigma into Rubik so many times lately, and then they just fail. I don't know why.
Well, I know why, because Rubik steals Black Hole and turns the
I
game
mean,
around.
I know why they lose, and I just can't realize why they pick Enigma. It used to be like it used to be a normal pick. You pick Enigma versus Rubik, doesn't matter. You get Crimson, you get Greaves, you just push with Enigma, whatever. Who cares? But that's not how you can play her anymore. Play Enigma anymore. So
Enigma is a her.
nah,
It's a she.
listen.
It is International Women's Day.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you,
Enigma
Chiefs.
is a she, at
for,
least
for today. For
Yeah.
today.
I mean, how do we know?
Yeah, how
she's
dare
not?
you guess?
You
How,
just
how dare
check.
you that?
You-
Yes.
Some women have very deep voices.
Yeah.
I can also talk very deep.
All right, the Undying pick.
I mean, Enigma is naked, right? If
Yeah.
he doesn't have any cosmetics,
He's-
it's easy to check.
He has like huge pecs and shoulders.
But he
deltoids,
has
but
also his entire nether region is not there.
the nether region.
Yeah, we can't zoom out.
you can't
in
you
tha-
can't say
that
for
much.
sure. And yeah,
So let's. They're taking their time. Them boys after Undying
Undying Brew.
Brew. That's a strong lane. If they want to dual lane it.
Or you can put Undying on safe lane as well and then Brew with something else. The dual lane itself is really strong too, though. And you deny them the opportunity to pick Undying versus Brew because Undying just crushes that lane. This decay on this Trent Panda destroys him. Troll instantly. Alright.
All right, so that's their hero that works good against the Tombstone. A lot of attack speed. Whirling Axes against Brewlings. Also, he's a range hero in the laning stage, so he's not affected that much against neither of these heroes. Has a slow, so Panda can't get close to him.
You can put him mid if you decide to as well, but most likely, as you said, he's going to be that safe laner versus Panda and Undying. He works really well there. So.
Yeah, you don't want to pick too many strength heroes when you see first pick Undying on enemy team because he just crushes the lane.
I like the Shadow Shaman band though. It's a hero that combos so well with Undying, as you have this Undying that does not need items whatsoever, so Rasta can go full greed. And Shadow Shaman overall, we saw it yesterday. That hero is just so powerful. With the Panda too, that push would be very difficult to stop.
Yeah, it was very scary. And what we saw yesterday is the reason that Ultimate Gold got so far as well is that they set the tempo pretty high. And that was the same case for Flying Penguins. The games that they won, they were able to dictate tempo in a pretty stable way. And Shadow Shaman is having those timings perfectly. You can use those timings, you can have those wards up, you can have the ultimates to take objectives with.
I feel like Shadow Shaman is a top tier pick and should be first picked most of the time. Same goes for Pangolier. Pangolier, we saw how good that hero is. He doesn't have that many counters besides leash mechanics.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. The Pugna band though, just a good counter to Troll, I suppose as well. Just decrepify him when he uses ulti. Can't heal up.
Lifestealer
Stays there.
still in the pool. Ursa banned out, Pugna banned out, so it could be a good Lifestealer pick for Demolition boys.
Versus a Troll, it's
It's okay.
yeah. I mean, Lifestealer is still strong even after the Midas nerfs. I think the hero can be played definitely. We'll see what they decide to go for. I guess if you're Demolition boys, just picking some position 4 right now is probably your best option.
Their Visage is still in the pool. Jay Mari plays a really mean Visage. Combine that with Undying.
There's one problem for Visage in this game. Well, two problems. One is Fade Bolt. Your birds don't hit at all. And there's also Troll with Whirling Axes. These two heroes are decent versus Visage. But yeah, like if they like that hero, they can still run him. And if you get good timings on that Visage, it doesn't matter if you have a good Fade Bolt or a decent leveled up Rubik. Your towers are still gonna fall. You're gonna lose objectives too fast.
They're taking
that
a
to
lot
matter.
of their time to actually get this third pick. Whenever I see this, it feels like they don't know what to pick. They're not certain. So 3 melee heroes already on them boys, and this is a good pickup. I kind of expected the Disruptor because it's great to lock down Panda. It's a control hero, and if you just check Dota buff, they played that hero a lot. Also, them boys, they love to play Tidehunter, and Disruptor is one of the heroes that can lock down Tidehunter completely.
A hero that we don't really see a lot in Europe or
Yeah.
CIS, like he isn't really contested at all right now. I love the way people playing right now with the max Thunderstrike, though dishes out so much damage early on. Yeah, but
Oh
there-
god, no. Why
Wait.
would you pick Morphling
Morphling
into
into
Disruptor?
Disruptor?
That's so bad. And
Yeah,
now
actually.
instant Centaur pick. Centaur in the laning stage against Morph with one of those heroes probably gonna be Rubik because they have much higher kill potential.
Yeah.
Morphling's not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, you
What
have the
could be
lift
their
into stun,
logic?
right?
What
I-
could be the logic for still going for that Morphling into that Disruptor?
Probably Morphling plus Undying, so you have 2 tombstones. That's good.
You have to get there, though. You have to get to that talent as well. And I'm not sold on the Morphling either.
These are basically
Yeah.
4 melee heroes.
4 melee heroes, and you have instant lift with the blink stun. You have ways of initiating on that Morphling instantly before he uses his morph, and then you have the Disruptor ult to follow up with if necessary.
Isn't there something cool that he can transition into? Isn't something with Troll and Morphling? Isn't there like some weird kind of thing that is actually really good?
Well, you can E-blade the Troll when he ults, I guess, if you go for that build. But if you're talking about taking
No.
Troll's form or not,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they could just go for Dragonite. It's their tower damage. OD is banned out. There's no Timber Saw.
there's Razor in the pool, right?
Yeah, there's still Razor.
There's Monkey in the pool. So some heroes are
There's
good.
Quap.
Oh, Quap.
All
We
right.
were not a big fan of Quap yesterday.
What do you mean? I'm a big fan of Quap. Quap is back in this meta. She
Oh,
received
okay.
a couple of buffs. I talked so much about Queen of Pain even in the previous patch that she
That
just
scream,
needs
right?
a little bit to come back into the game, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of Queen of Pains being picked. That's their burst damage. Morphling should be careful in this game to
Yeah.
try not to keep low HP. A lot of burst.
Yesterday, Quap was pretty awful, though. Every game we watched, she didn't really deliver.
There was one game where she was doing quite okay, and then there was one missed ult, and then everything
Yeah.
fell apart.
So
Like the margin
one
for
game in
arrow
which she
is
lost
really, or
versus
margin for
DK.
errors is really low.
All right, so it's gonna be a Dragonite for them boys.
I like the Dragonite pick for them, actually. It is another melee hero, which isn't great, but overall versus Quap, you don't really care that much. Gonna get that Soul Ring, just spam Breathe Fire.
Has a lot of sustain. They lacked tower damage. They want to group up, go as 5. Their team fight is not that bad on them boys. You have Brewmaster who can control the back line, but depends who's going to get the better initiation. Vici Gaming has a lot of things to control this Brewmaster. It's not a free Brewmaster game as we saw in one of the games yesterday where they had pretty much no lockdown, no way to control him.
You have Centaur ulti as well. They just look so blunt on the side of Demolition boys. They look so blunt. They look so straightforward and just tanky heroes that are gonna run at you. But you pop that Centaur ult, you run away. You use that Rubik to just use Fade Bolt on a lane to defend it. Honestly, I think Vici Gaming can easily take this match.
All right, so I know you guys are both favoring Vici Gaming, but what does Demolition Boys need to do to have a shot this game? Is there any kind of specific timing
Yeah.
or, I don't really like to use the word, but win condition that
Yeah,
they have to get together?
They have a huge win condition. I think DK, as soon as he gets level 6, they need to rotate the Undying and the Elder Titan around that mid-tier 1. They have to take it as soon as possible so that
Yeah.
you can rotate across the map and just make the game run at your own tempo. That's the only way they win.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to need to give Morphling a good laning stage, even though I don't think he's going to have the best one. So if Morphling doesn't have a good early game, they need to play around Dragon Knight. Brewmaster needs to be active so Morph can come back into the game. But they have Undying. He's a lane winner, so they might put him with Morphling and have a better laning stage. They just don't need to lose laning stage that hard, and maybe they have a chance.
All right, let's find out what's going to happen here in the first game of day number 2, and head over to the commentary team of ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, CBS. Vici Gaming versus Demolition Boys to start day 2 of the StarLadder Minor with myself, ODPixel and Fogged. And we're going to get to see some more Queen of Pain, as sort of what the cost was touching on, and you sort of agree with this hero is it's rising back in. The buffs are adding up, and suddenly this hero you can expect to see it a bit more frequently.
Yeah, the changes are interesting because they made her have more int now, but they equalized the base damage. But now if you look, your mana pool is insane. Level 1, you have 483 mana. So your spells also have gotten their cost changed a couple times too. So you're pretty free to spam a lot inside the laning phase now. So 2 points in Shadow Strike, since it got buffed as well, that was the build for a long time, but now it's even better. So 2 points Shadow Strike, and then usually 2 points in Scream, and then you level up from there. But yeah, you have such high int. And I wonder what happened. Like, is there some beef on Vici to the demo boys? They 5-man tipped Excel.
I mean, wow. They want to tilt someone, right? Who's the most tiltable player? Is Excel tiltable?
I don't think so.
No?
I think he's probably the least out of these guys.
Well, maybe that's the thing. They need to try and get him on the level of the rest of the boys. They need to try and tilt them.
I don't know. That was interesting. I just saw them all
Mass
5
tips.
tipped him. I was like, okay, well, jeez.
Well, let's see. As we do just have a pause at the moment, but shortly we'll be able to get into the action of this game 1. I mean, Queen of Pain. So, what are you building on this hero nowadays? Because we saw yesterday what someone. I think it was Flying Penguins, right?
Rio played it.
He went straight for the Orchid.
I think that's still the build.
That's still the build.
I think it's Orchid, or if it's like a game where there's so many disables and stuff, maybe you can still look at the Yules. I haven't seen the hero too much still.
No, for sure.
I still think the Orchid is the best, especially in this game. You're versus a Morphling, you're versus a Brewmaster, right? Like, you want to be able to get that silence.
Yeah.
Get that extra control.
Yeah, silence is going to be pretty huge. I mean, yeah, and they've got a lot of control. Yeah, Vici Gaming's lineup between this Disruptor, Rubik, Centaur, and eventually a Queen of Pain. Lots of ways, to catch out these heroes that rely on their spells to survive. The Brew with his ult, the Morph with his shift in his waveform.
Yeah, bottom lane might be a little bit difficult, right? Like Disruptor, Troll is fine, but Disruptor in lane, not the strongest, and you're versus a pretty beefy dual lane. Even though ET's gotten nerfed, so your Spirit isn't as insane as it was before, it's still like once you hit level 3, you're still putting so much pressure, and it's not like the armor bonus was changed, so you still have this very tanky hero kind of running at you. But it is 2 melee versus the Thunderstrike and the Axes, so maybe that could be the thing that turns it.
I was going to say, and this is what the build on the Disruptor is. Triple Mangoes, just spamming Thunderstrikes in the lane.
Yeah, I guess so. Does do a high amount of damage.
The battle begins.
We'll see how much farm paparazzi can get with DY backing him up. But yeah, Sword's going to be ready to put the pressure on.
Yeah, I've also like the Disruptor Troll. They can, since it's 2 melee, their spells can be a bit annoying. But the thing is, like, I've seen DY a lot of times on this team, and he does struggle a bit in that laning phase. In the mid game, this guy makes big plays, but laning phase, he tends to a little bit of mispositioning and stuff. That's a bunch of pauses. It looks like I think they're having some like FPS issues. I think I saw Sword saying. Definitely not the player you want to have FPS issues on a Brewmaster this game.
Oh, the Brew,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. You're going to make sure he gets off these clutch splits. And he's able to get the pressure on the lane. But Jamari will be back in on the DK. And was this is this sort of considered like an old school answer to Queen of Pain mid? You just pick a DK, someone that's tanky enough to sort of survive and sustain through the harassment of the poison daggers.
Yeah, you just get your Dragon Blood and you just stand there, get some extra regen, and you can deal with the harassment. But Ori is really good at bullying. That's the one thing that he does do. So he's actually gonna go for the Scream level 1. The mana cost was changed, 80 mana at level 1 now, and it was actually changed twice back to back in 2 patches. Much cheaper.
Pretty much what guarantees the range creep every time at the start.
Last hit, and it also gives you harassment at the same time. So it's just gotten better and better with the mana cost.
So that top lane, is there a lane that we can see going one way or the other? Is there a side that has the stronger dual lane?
I kind of like the Rubik Centaur still, just because Morphling does nothing in lane. Undying is king of lanes if he's getting the double decays, and he's actually gotten like 3 of them now. But yeah, Morphling doesn't really provide you too much in the lane. Rubik can be very annoying. Undying's almost out of mana too, so spam it.
Just trying to have a bit of a go into Schofield. Thunderstrike, bringing it pretty low, top lane. Cell goes for the decay, but Yang's already salving up in the trees. Turn actually for the Who Stomp. He's got level 2 on the center. He's got the Retaliate as well.
Damage.
Trying their best to chase, but Axel will be able to get away.
That's the problem, right? The Morphling, he actually can't help. Like, as soon as they turn on the Undying, you just see Kataro, he just plays it pretty passive, throws maybe a casual adaptive, but besides that, it's very tough. And this Undying is completely out of mana and out of health. So now Morphling, only with 2 tangos, will have a trouble stepping up, because this is a kill combo. This lane easily kills a Morphling. Just lift into Centaur Stomp. We've seen this time and time again.
Pressure just continuing to be on J-Mara in this mid lane. He's already popped 1 salve. He has got another salve ready to go. Sayori playing delightfully aggressive.
Yeah, I love when I see Ori was one of like the puck players that always did this too, where he would just like, I don't need base shift. It's like, what's the point? He doesn't need blink in this lane, so just maximum harassment with the 2 in the Shadow Strike and 1 in Scream. And yeah, J-Mari's getting a bit bullied here. Bottom's also free farming, so I guess like the spam that they could do with that Mango build and just the Axes plus Thunderstrike is enough actually versus the 2 melees. ET not nearly as powerful as he was in the right click department.
Schofield does have that haste rune and stick charges, so continue to punch into DY. Goes for the stomp, we'll find it. DY just a little too far back and behind the tower.
A whole creep wave just got denied in bottom lane. DY pulled the whole thing, got double range creep even killed. So they're going to miss out on a ton of experience now. And
oh, the courier's going to come mid. But it is going to be a flying courier, so yeah, Rubik will be unlikely to get a snipe, and he's not even going to try. J-Mari's courier will live another day. Continuing to trade down. He's still got good regen on him, though. 2 tangos in the south on the DK.
yeah, he's still doing
farming
fine.
very well.
Yeah, 16-0. Denies are going to happen, but he's still doing as expected. Yeah, bottom is a mess, though. This Troll is not getting pressured whatsoever. I thought they'd actually be able to put some pressure on versus a disruptor lane, but not the case. Radiant side just, I mean, so strong. The way that you can do this bottom pull, like you see there's no trees there, and he just keeps denying these range creeps over and over again. Level 3.5 and level 3, and they're both much lower level on the side of Demo Boys down here.
So they're going to continue. And you say Paparazzi barely missing it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dangerous start from the Troll Waller. Schofield.
He's just trying to get, like,
He's
usually
trying to stop this from happening.
Like usually as an ET, you want to be the one to be stacking that camp and using it, but he's like, oh my god, I stacked this camp and it actually hurt us more because they just able to deny multiple waves now. He's actually just gonna have to go back to base. Has boots though on the ET. We'll see where he chooses to go as top.
Try here towards the morph, but we're building that strength up. So Katara will be fine. Fine in terms of not dying at least, but he's very low. Does have to sit back and play it careful. Level 4 Centaur. They're doing a good job of making sure that the Centaur gets the majority of the XP.
Yeah, all 3 lanes going incredibly well for Vici. I mean, Paparazzi has no pressure now at all. This is a free lane for him. They can't actually put any pressure onto Troll at all. Mid lane's also going to be really good for Vici, and yeah, top they're putting pressure on. So all 3 lanes solid. Bounty runes coming up. Looks like Schofield will go top to make sure that he can at least get those 2 for his team. I say at least get those 2,
He's not
but
going to get the 2 of them. Or unless with the Stomp. Ooh, that's not going to be long enough. Yeah, Fade's still able to grab the Bounty Rune. And now they can try and go for a bit of a turn. They've got this dagger out on him. He's going to go for the TP out. And he will make it. Smart heads-up play from the Elder type.
Yeah, we see DY now making moves toward the mid just to get some wards down. We have that nighttime coming into play. He also has just so much more freedom now as this disruptor because your Troll can be left alone in this 1v1 versus the Brew. So he can just make his choice where he wants to go, what he wants to make happen.
Try for J-Mara here in the middle lane, but he's very tanky. Maybe with the 3, they can try. He's got the Elder Dragon form. Will turn and get some hits off. In response, extra control with the telekinesis. The sticker charge has been popped. J-Mara, he's still alive throughout this all. It will finally die to the 3 of them, but not before, as we saw on the top lane, the Centaur getting taken down by Katara.
Alone as well. That was just an outplay, seems like. I was looking at the mid lane. I didn't see what happened top. I guess he just morphed really low. was able to help play Yang a bit there.
Taro having that wand and the infused raindrops means that it's just a little harder for them to really burst down. Yeah, you can play around them and outplay in situations as such.
So as you know, J-Mari, he gets a trade kill, which it's great, right? It's great for the DK. The problem is though, he did use his DK form there. So it's a DK form that's defensively used, and you can't actually get any pressure onto the tower. So at least he gets that one kill, but yeah, that's going to slow down his pressure that he can put on the lane.
Again, they're going to try. It's a very hard kill for them attempt on. Get the stomp out onto the Centaur. Schofield's going to start punching into Fade. Tombstone dropped as well. Excel with the rotation, trying to chase down this Rubik. The soul rip damage, not quite enough. It continues to chase. Another decay and a right click may do it. Schofield is tanking the tower. He can't get the stomp off because of the telekinesis. The creeps are still spotting him out. Maybe he can get out of it though. He's got a TP scroll available and he will manage to escape. Axel will not be quite as fortunate by the looks of it, as indeed Fade. As the vision of the Fade Bolt comes into play, and Fade will pick up the kill on Axel.
They still thought Schofield was something there. Interesting also, Schofield actually went for 2 points and stopped instead of the 2 in the Spirit. Level 1 Spirit is just not very good right now, but wanted to have the extra stun duration, I guess, to try to set up for kills. Bottom rotation, J-Mari's actually coming. She's swords baiting.
He is, and it is working. Paparazzi's been drawn forward, so J-Mari can get in. Dragon Tail stun. Fire out as well, so they won't continue to chase. They'll just let Paparazzi walk off. They know he's not got any regen. He's probably going to have to go back to base or at least play it safe in the jungle.
Nah, he's just to ult and hit neutrals if he wants to. He doesn't have his shrine available. He might just go back anyway, though. We'll see.
Vici Gaming on the move once more. Ori and Fade wanting to make something happen. They do have the Sonic Wave now skilled at level 7 on the Queen of Pain. As Schofield, though, has an Invis rune, and that's going to dispel the smoke. And Fade and Ori have been found out and will not be able to make any sort of surprise jump as they would have wished for with that Sonic Wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Axel will be the one to sit mid, soak up some XP. Schofield continues to keep tabs on Fade's movement.
Man, it's so big that Kotaro got that solo kill on the Centaur. Like, he's actually same net worth as the Troll because of it, how much it gave. 524 gold when he got that kill initially. And now he's doing a great job up top, actually just standing toe-to-toe versus the center, one mid.
Oh, they're going to look to Axel. I'm going to pop the Sonic Wave for this one, but it's not. Is it with the dagger poison? Is it going to be enough to kill him? He's got a Thunderstrike on him as well. And yeah, Ori actually jumps in to make sure the kill does happen. There's a Stampede as well. That'll allow Ori to get enough distance between him and Demolition Boys, as Ori will be able to TP out. DY does end up dying though. Schofield was able to have the control onto the Disruptor. So it will just be a support for support trade.
Always having that Stampede is like, that was good communication coming in between them there. Ori knowing he can commit forward because of that. And now it looks like Ori, do they have the DK form on J-Mari? He's going to have it soon. It looks like Ori's kind of deciding where he wants to go. He's like, I want to pressure top, but I also don't want to have my mid tower get taken out by a Dragon Knight. So they're actually going to leave the Rubik there, and they're going to get active here. But Ori is, I think, was he actually spot? I think he was too far from the ward on the left. I think he was actually positioned right on the edge of it.
Right, yeah.
I don't think they actually saw him moving up toward the top lane. But now that DK form.
And they're going to go for it. See if the support's going to hold them off. It is just DY and Fade around. Got to be careful.
Bruce right behind them now too. He's level 6.
DY has to be in a bit of a spot of bother here as they get the wraparound. Disruptor held down as Demolition Boys take the kill. Continue to push onto this tier 1 mid. Time up top, there was a bit of aggression onto the Morphling, but Katara is more than fine.
They don't want to put too much damage on this tower on the side of Vici. They really wanted to defend this. Ori wanted to try to put pressure up top and secure bounties, but not able to. I think he actually got one of the bounties. He was pushed away from the
So wants to go. Pops the one. He's got the primal split. He's going to look to try and chase down some easy kills. The Spirit out. The Stomp's going to catch the big one off the Queen of Pain. Buying time for J-Mari to come in with the Dragon Tail. They'll have the Stomp from the Bruce Split as well. It's enough control. Perfect play from Demolition Boys to get the Queen of Pain. And by the looks of it, Fade as well. Very nice Stomp from Schofield, catching that Quap. And they have the chain stun. Double kill for Sword. That's going to, I might pretty much give him the money for the Midas, or at least push him very close towards it.
Yeah, if they get this tower, he'll absolutely have it. That's why you see them prioritizing so much now. They're spam pinging it. They're like, we need to make sure and have something happen. Disruptor has ulti. He's also have Quap ulti when Ori does respawn. They're definitely looking to
They
fight
need
this.
it. Ori's TPing straight in as long as they've got the control. They should find Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to stick around and get the tower hit. He'll definitely die for this, surely with a Sonic Wave. Not even going to need it. Telekinesis is there to cancel any sort of escape attempt. Now they'll jump forward, finish off the kill. Schofield does get the stomp off onto the Queen of Pain, but not before the screen was out. So you lose your DK, but you do get that tower.
Yeah, I thought they might
Got the
deny
job
it.
done.
It was at that
It
one.
looked like,
it looked like
like
they might turn
DY
for
had
it.
the ability to. Like
Yeah.
the Disruptor could have had a shot at it. But yeah, didn't go for it. Jaimari, he did his job. He got the tier 1 tower. 11 minutes in and space just continues to be made for the Morphling. Obviously space is there as well for this Troll. 5.4k net worth at the top at the moment.
Who's going the farming build?
It's going to be a good timing on the Battle Fury at this pace from Paparazzi.
He wants to make sure he can match that scaling of the Morphling because it's not. I mean, it's a solo core. You know, it's a solo core troll. Your Queen of Pain can scale pretty nicely now, or a little bit better now than in the past.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, yeah, in a game like this, do you favour the scalability of this Morph and DK against this Quap and
Dire's
Troll?
top tower is under attack.
A little bit, yeah.
Surely,
I mean,
like,
it's
late-
just because
late
the
game
ET.
Morph.
It's
Yeah,
the ET spirit
yeah.
is what's gonna like really amplify. If
That's
he's
gonna
able
make
to
the
get
difference.
items and stand on top of Paparazzi, that's the big difference maker. But the
Radiant's
team
bottom
fight on
tower
Vici is
under attack.
very strong still. Like a Disruptor ulti can change everything versus a Brew and a Morphling. That's the one thing.
Demolition Boys doing their best to stop this top tower from going down. At the same time, Jaimari, another Elder Dragon form, and another tower.
Radiant's
They're
bottom tower
hitting their
is under
timings
attack.
very nicely here, Demolition Boys, getting the
Radiant's
pressure,
bottom
getting the
tower
objectives
has
off the
fallen.
map. At a point, of course, where Vici Gaming themselves still yet to take a tower. Obviously, their lineup, they don't really hit towers, these heroes on Vici Gaming, so...
Yeah, not yet. Not till the troll wants to start getting a bit involved.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Demolition Boys making the most of this timing.
Definitely. Yeah, they're just continuing. Continuing bottom. Scopefield's even in the area now too. Almost level 6. Jaimari continuing to force that wave. There's going to be no DK form. This top fight might be a bit difficult for Demo Boys to actually take, but Fade.
Ward down, they see Fade. Goes down forward with the waveform. Fade's got to get out of there. The Tombstone dropped down, he cannot escape. That's going to be one dead. Sonic Wave comes out to two of them. Axel heals himself up with the Soul Rip, keeps the distance, or he jumps forward to finish off the kill. The Tombstone taken down by Yang. Stampede as well being used to get DY and Yang out of this area. Schofield, can he catch this with a stomp? Ooh, the Static Storm actually used there to stop the stomp coming out. He's got a glimpse as well onto the Elder Titans, so he won't die. But that DY will be able to get himself out of there with the Static Storm play.
A good hold though, and Jaimari understands that he doesn't need to go up there. He doesn't do anything as a DK without his form. And they don't allow that tower push. That ward really paying off there, just being able to have that vision.
Vici's got to be a little careful. There's still a Primal Split available. They're trying to fight into this, looking for Schofield. Schofield, he gets the stomp off. Primal Split's there as well. They'll send the Rubik up in the air, focus on killing off the Centaur. Now Jaimari has joined in. He's looking for extra kills with the Dragon Tail onto the Rubik. As Vici Gaming choosing to take a fight, seemingly unawarely of the fact that the Primal Split was still available. They walked into that and it was an easy 2 kills for Demolition Boys.
Yeah, I mean, Schofield had, what, 10 stick charges, I believe, during that one. Got them off and just turns it quite easily. The damage was not there.
And another tower by the looks of it. Jaimari's, every single tier 1 being taken at 15 minutes in, he's playing a
Doing his
textbook
job.
Dragon Knight game.
Yep. Making great rotations coming around and just making space for Morphling to farm. I think they're understanding. They probably saw Paparazzi's items. They're like, Troll has a Void Stone. He's going Battle Fury. We can abuse this. Play active. Show up to the fights. You know that the maximum people that Vici's going to have in those fights is 4. And if they have their Brew Split, then as long as they can get the Brew Split off before a Static Storm comes off, the team fight for Demo is also quite strong.
They're getting these items, they're getting these auras. They do have an Invis Ori. They're going to look towards...
Static Storm.
Shift a little late. I mean, that... Yeah, the hesitation, the shift was there in time, and now they're just going to be able to turn and kill DY. That looked like that should have been it.
He had it on cooldown.
Okay.
It was on cooldown for 2 seconds, and I think because the Morphling got rooted by the Ancient, he started shifting. I think it was just like a really kind of bit of a luck play that Kotaro got there, but ends up being fantastic for Demo Boys.
Top. Look at Jaimari. TPs are going to come in. Jaimari's pretty tanky. Is he tanky enough, though, that help from Axel is going to be enough to get him out? He's trying to block him off. Jaimar is still able to retreat. The blocks continue from Axel, but the tombstone down, the zombies slowing them. They're going to be able to keep that Dragon Knight alive. He'll turn with the pre-fire onto Yang. He's actually jumping back in. Goes
Sword's
for the
coming
Dragon
too.
Tail hit onto Paparazzi. Axel does get rooted. I mean, Axel is even going to die. He's still alive in this. This
my
Paparazzi
God.
ball. Finally, Axel dies, but they'll take that any day of the week, Demolition Boys. Getting 2 core kills,
now mid.
only losing a support. The setup there from Schofield, or he does get the blink off, but Katara turns into the quad, blinks forward. Vici Gaming just getting absolutely styled on
They're getting
by
outplayed.
Demolition Boys. Outplayed in every single sense of the game. Another blink forward from Katara, stomp from Schofield, double kill for the Morphling. They're getting crushed, Vici Gaming, by these plays.
Absolutely.
Demolition Boys are just absolutely on it.
And they have their ultis available, right? They have DK form and they have Bruce Split now too. Vici's just getting dismantled all over the place. And it will be the Orchid build on the quad, but man, that Morphling interaction is so nice. Like, you have double, whenever you're playing versus these like mobility heroes and you have double mobility, it's...
I mean, and this Orchid, it's not going to come before he has a Manta. He's going to have the Manta, Katara. So he doesn't care. He's going to have Manta. What, 200 gold? Manta Star's going to be there. So I don't know if you're killing this Morph. I mean, we've seen it in the past. You know, Katara, he's a pretty damn insane Morphling player.
We saw it in the highlights even.
Yeah.
From when they won the qualifiers, he was playing it.
He is so comfortable on this hero.
Yeah. They're going to need... How close are they to the blink on Centaur? Still not quite there. The lift and the Static Storm, they got it.
I mean, that'll do it.
They
You
still
know,
have Static Storm.
Sonic Wave, that'll do it. That'll kill them all.
I mean, even versus the Manta, they're going to have Static Storm. Yeah. So, unless he gets like on the edge and pushes himself out or something like that. But
yeah, there's no real sort of save from the rest of the team that can help him from that. Which, I mean, well, how do you sort of play around that? As you say, are you forced to get a BKB early on this game, do you think, if you're the Morph?
you might
Yeah.
go like... I don't know if you go Manta BKB though. Sounds kind of...
I mean, I feel like maybe because he's not having trouble killing people as it is, you know what I mean? And especially with the Troll going for the Battle Fury build, you know, it's going to be a bit of time before he really has sort of stats. You know, they can still kill Paparazzi.
Yeah.
But it depends, yeah, how threatened he feels by the Static Storms.
How much he wants to turn up to the fights too constantly. It's like, if he wants to like split push a bit more and let his team take the fights, which they can because they have the Brewmaster, then he can go for a little bit more.
And they've got many ways of getting on top of the Disruptor first. You know, if Jaimar is in with the blink, it's Dragon Tail. You know, this Disruptor will die. It's very possible to kill him before he Static Storms in the fights.
It could be like a timing thing though, right? If he does go for the second item BKB and they look and the Troll Warlord still doesn't have great ways to fight, they could actually just like look to end with the double BKBs,
absolutely.
with Morphling BKB and DK BKB.
Dire are scanning.
There we go. So this.
We'll see.
He's playing. He's worried that people are coming up. In fact, top lane Yang should be fine. He has got a stampede. In fact, TP's coming in. Vici Gaming are going to try and take this fight. The Primal splits out. If the glimpse back onto Axel, he's stuck to Static Storm. Ori will jump forward and hit Axel from the side. Get the easy kill on the Undying. Still got Sword hitting into Yang. Yang a little too beefy for the Primal split to finish off on its own. Schofield watches from the side. Go forward onto the Disruptor. Sword is continuing to try and fight into the four of them. Vici Gaming should definitely be able to punish Sword for this one. The stomp does come out to the two of them. And in fact, Jaimar's coming in with a wraparound with the Earth Splitter down. Wait, hold up. Sword's going to survive. Backup's there in time. Ori's still trying to find him. They will finally be able to nuke him down. But not without Demolition Boys hitting back hard.
The
Morphling
Morphling's
kills
TP'd.
themselves.
Kataro's coming to join too.
Against Schofield, he's blocking off the retreat of Paparazzi. Dragon Tail's going to be set up from Jaimara. They'll zip forward with the waveform. He does get the ultimate off. Sonic Wave. Oh, it's a big one onto the three of them. But again, Katara, he turns into the co-op. He's able to blink away from that last hit, but he does walk back in to his inevitable demise. As this time, it will be Demolition Boys making the mistakes and Vici Gaming punishing it hard. As a beautiful line for Ori to get that Sonic Wave out and burst them down low, meaning that there was no chance for Katara to play his way out of that one this time.
That was such a long team fight. They all showed up. Ori got, let's see, 6 Scream of Pains off, 3 Shadow Strikes. So much damage came out from the squad in that fight. Just free pickings. It's a bit of an overcommitment coming out from Demo Boys. As they also, like, they brought the DK, they rotated the Morphling. They brought everybody to try to get that fight, to try to go for a tier 2 afterwards. And yeah.
Now the Orchid, they can hunt sort of these, well, I'd say easy kills, but no, Sword's too tanky with that Vid booster as well adding up.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of HP. They couldn't quite do it even with the Orchid.
Yeah, Vlad's Vid booster and the talent.
Yeah.
Dire's
Sitting at 2k
structures
HP
are
already.
fortified.
It's good to stats. As Paparazzi, S&Y, pretty much being done. Top
Dire's
lane,
top
they will
tower
be able to
has
find
fallen.
the tier 1 tower.
They have a really good spell right now on the Rubik. He not only has Aether Lens and a Blink Dagger, he also has the Dragon Tail right now. So an excellent long duration lockdown that he could potentially get on that Morphling pretty
Pain
easily.
Without consequence.
And he's sort of itemizing
Bottom?
against Ace. Going for
Dire's
They
bottom
bursted.
tower is
They
under
get the
attack.
burst off.
That was without Orchid too.
That it was just a straight up blink stun
Yeah, he
from
was
Yang.
morphed down to literally 1 strength, 740 HP, so quick, easy kill. And they can transition into a tower. Oh man, Demo Boys were doing everything right,
They
and
were.
then just one quick little slip away, and it's looking pretty problematic now as this troll, Paparazzi,
It's
level
paid
17 with SNY Battle
Yeah.
Fury. It completely paid off now after showing up to that fight.
And now they're just going to go. Vici Gaming jumping in. They've got themselves another Schofield caught out by the combo. Sword's going to pop the primal split. May at the least get a disruptor here. As DY will be the initial focus. He gets the Static Storm out onto Axel. The Tombstone being taken down by Paparazzi. Jump forward, but now TPs are coming in. Sonic Wave is there, as well as Ori committing for the kill. The Orchid, the Fade Bolt from Fade finishes off Axel. As Sword's primal split will end. Jaimari popping the BKB in an attempt to chase these heroes down, but they're already
Dire's
splitting
bottom
up.
tower is
Demolition
under
Boys
attack.
cannot get a hold onto anybody.
Oh, and that's the 10-second BKB reveal. He does get the stun here on Ori, but I don't know if they have the
There's a blink
follow-up.
up.
Oh, but he's blinking into the ET.
Oh,
Got an Orchid though.
Dire's middle tower is under
that
attack.
is also very good. So we will be able to buy time to blink out again. Now a 6k lead for Vici Gaming in a game, yeah, that we saw about 5 minutes ago. Demolition Boys look to have the upper hand.
Yeah.
But it's quickly slipped away from them.
It's going to be full greed build. He actually had the Scotty queued up before on Kataro, and now he's switching to the Lincolns, just wanting to watch out for that lift in particular.
Yep.
Lift and Orchid, just still problematic. Sure, he can remove the Orchid, but it's just about dying in one straight combo. I still, yeah. I'm not too sure. I think now it's just he has to win it for.
Didn't
I feel like he
lag.
kind of needs a BKB,
Dire's
but
top tower
yeah,
is
maybe
under
they're just
attack.
lacking the damage.
And they catch Excel out on a little warding mission. Around the shrine. And yeah, Paparazzi.
Radiant are scanning.
His farm and the levels just shooting ahead. 19 on the troll, 13k farm. Yeah, they're going to have some problems with this troll warlord.
Yeah, they don't have that much lockdown really on their lineup. It's a DK stun. The Brew can throw him up in the air, but when BKB is there, he's just free reign to run into the back lines, go for anybody he really wants. No control for this man.
Dire's bottom tower
Full
is under
crimson on
attack.
Yang too.
Yeah, the Brew, who can at least dispel the guard effect, but yeah, that's going to make the fights even harder now. As the damage was seeming to be, not like seeming to be gone for Demo Boys, because it was just like a series of a couple minutes, but it's starting to seem like their damage is going to be limited versus what Vici will bust out with Crimson Guard and with the BKB Troll. A little period. Now we got some little farm.
I mean, it is a 7k lead. I mean, as we were saying earlier, maybe later on the Morph is going to have an edge against the Troll, but I don't know if he's going to be catching up to this Troll's farm. It's hard for Katara to match this Paparazzi Battle Fury.
Absolutely.
Like farm speed.
And he's always playing versus Disruptor, like playing
Yeah.
Morphling versus Disruptor. It's very tough. It's just not
Yeah, I
easy
mean,
at
you
all.
get Static Stormed and you're dead.
Yeah.
There's always going to be the follow-up damage from Vici Gaming's lineup.
They're farming all 3 lanes right now on the side of Vici. They're forcing Demo Boys to move around the map. Look at this. You have 4 moving down bottom to address Fade, constantly forcing in the wave. Top Jaimari's trying to address that too. So they're getting split up a lot, and they're getting just a bit of outmaneuvering. So the farm for Vici is increasing at a much faster pace. Same thing with those levels. At least they have this area secured. I think that's one of the big things, at least for Demo Boys, is secure your triangle, so at least your Morphling can farm some Ancients, but he's committing for the Lincolns or the Scotty, so he bought the ulti orb now.
Yeah, I mean, because it is interesting. He goes for the Lincolns over the BKB. I mean,
Yeah.
is it just because it's
Some stats
is
and
that more-
stuff, I guess.
yeah, I
I don't
guess-
know. It's like stats, it
'Cause
blocks
like
those
B-
like instant disables
but
and stuff.
BKB would
but
just stop everything.
yeah.
It would stop everything.
And he's, especially like when these next scenarios happen where you know Vici's going to look for a Roche fight soon.
Yeah.
Like they've got the BKB finished, so.
We'll find Fade it. And the trees. actually get the stone away from him. The blink and the TP, he'll make his way out of there. Nice little, fancy footwork there from Fade.
Immediate smoke. Is that the Roche attempt? They're pinging it. They saw 4 heroes move down bottom, and yeah, maybe they look for a kill first. Do they have any ward vision of seeing anybody? Not quite right now. But they're looking to invade. And they will spot Schofield.
They will. He was trying to scout the pit with the Astral Spirit. Jaimari jumps forward. He's got the BKB. They'll commit to Schofield first. Cannot get the stomp off. The BKB will shortly wear out. And Vici Gaming are more than ready to just stand around and kill him off as the Magic community comes to an end. Jaimari taken out. Double kill for Ori.
Smart heads up play, right? You're playing versus DT. Going in the pit can be sometimes risky. Now they just straight up go for that high ground to watch the spot where the ET can actually stop them. And that's a DK form. BKB used. They can't contest this Roche.
Not at all. And it's going to be very hard for them to catch Ori out now with the completed Lincoln Sphere on the quad. As this game, I mean, they had their highlights earlier, but now it really is all the Vici Gaming show. 10K lead coming up, a Roshan and an Aegis.
You can just like look at the graph where that fight happened, and everything just turned. Like the farm on Morphling completely got stunted. This is not the build that he wanted to go for this game. I think he wanted to honestly go for like something like Manta, Scotty, Ethereal Blade, because it's just too good of a game for the Blade. But yeah, just those small deaths.
So then the win probability as well, going up to about 80% at that point for Demolition Boys. I mean, you could feel it. It just felt like they had the plans, they had the shot calling, they had the outplays.
They were doing everything right, honestly. They really were making excellent moves around the map.
It just came to a stop. Yeah, now Vici Gaming, it seems like almost smooth sailing for them. I mean, Vici, obviously one of the favourites to win the minor. And at this point, when they're 12K ahead of you, it's going to be very hard to bring yourself back into a game like this.
Nigh impossible.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
All lanes getting pushed in. Morphling is trying to address the bottom one, but they have to be careful. Just way forward with the blink.
Got it. The DK's jumped upon. The Sonic Wave's out onto the 2 of them. Jaimari is trying to run away. The stomp does come out to the 3. It's a beautiful Earthsplitter set up from Schofield. But is there going to be enough follow-up? It doesn't look like it. They'll try and focus towards Paparazzi. They did manage to allow Jaimari the space to get out, so he doesn't end up dying on the Dragon Knight yet. Will now TP back in, has the Elder Dragon form. Paparazzi still trying to go. Caught out by the stun, but he has the Aegis and BKB. He actually uses the BKB here on the first of his 2 lives. So now we'll turn the Battle Charge punching into the Brew. Sword getting pretty low. He's trying to keep his distance. A buyback's come out from Schofield, but Sword will die. Jaimari is silenced by the Orchid. Yang gets off the Who Stomp as they'll tick out the Dragon Knight with the Soul Burn damage from that Orchid.
Perfect.
It's Vici Gaming. They'll continue to they'll be more than fine with fights like that. Taking the favourable gold trade. 2 buybacks having to come out from Demolition Boys in an attempt to try and even the playing field in that fight.
That's with Demo Boys getting like the dream kind of setup, right? They got the 3-man or 4-man stomp into Splitter. They had the initiation. The problem was that Jaimari got jumped instantly, and he actually had to use his BKB to survive to walk back to base. So didn't have the BKB when he jumped in afterwards, and also it just looked like they were trying to stall. Kotaro was like, I'm just pushing bottom. I can't fight till I have... Well, he thinks he can't fight till he has his Lincolns, but I still think it's going to be pretty tough for him, even with the Lincolns versus this heavy amount of control. And it's not like it's just target control. It's not like it's just a Rubik lift. It's the Static Storm, as we've mentioned several times. It's also Centaur Stun. They just have a lot of different ways to control this man. And now he's queued up the Ethereal Blade, so as expected, we did think he would go for that. Of course, when you have an ET and you're versus a troll. But will he get to that point?
Radiant are scanning.
For Vici Gaming, it's not really a... Well, they get the stomp. They're trying with the Earthsplitter, but it's not in time. Or he's able to blink out, and in fact, they can just try and turn, but the retaliate damage, Yang's able to beat down on Schofield. Katara has got the Queen of Pain form to be able to blink out to safety. The same cannot be said, though, for Sword. Fought back and surrounded by Vici Gaming, or he's ready to blink for it. He's even trying to hunt down more. It looks like they will get far enough away. Katara has to be careful not to show himself mid. Could get orchided it. Okay, the Lincolns will save him from the silence. Again, 2 dead.
Fade's still looking for him, though.
He does continue to hunt. They send him up in the air. They put the telekinesis. He's trying to change back into Morphling, but he cannot do so in time. As Katara is dead, Jaimari being blocked up, another BKB charge being forced out from him. Yang jumping into the base. Boo Stomp is out. 4 dead on Demolition Boys, none of them with buyback available. Jaimari is trying his best to poke at them, but the glimpse is there, dragging him back into the kinetic field. Team wiped.
Fade is
Vici
godlike.
Gaming.
I just realized that he's 10-5 and 11. He's had a great game on this Rubik, getting all these catches, and he's going for the Aether Lens build, right? A little bit different, but this cast range definitely coming into play, catching the Morphling there. Just that blink super far ahead, and Kotaro did not expect that at all.
And there's the GG. They know it's all over. GG is called, and Vici Gaming will take game 1. They let Demolition Boys have a little bit of fun at the start, but then they just entirely took over the game and proved that they had the sort of the better game plan overall. I mean, it's something that we see a lot of times with teams like sort of